Stop it, beautiful people. Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. We are here to go over 90 Day The Last Resort. This is season 3, episode 4. I have 15 more minutes on the clock, so that's why I'm off camera for a little bit. But y'all, welcome in. I hope y'all consider liking the video. Hope you consider subscribing to the channel, all of those good things. Also, be sure to check out my 90 Day Fiance review. I'm going to start making Tuesdays while the last resort is here, the day that I go over all of my 90-day reviews. But I did do 90 Day Fiance on my lunch break. Tap into that review. I'm just going to hope that next week is a little more interesting. I also appreciate Lord, Vibe must be commenting on my page somewhere. I appreciate you, American Born. Welcome to the channel. I do hope that you guys consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel and all of those good things. Good evening to you also. I hope you're having a good day. And I'm happy that you're watching Million Dollar Nannies. For those who are unsure, Million Dollar Nannies is going to be the next show that I will be covering from a streaming service. It does air on Hulu, Disney Plus for those who have access to it. It's a show about rich nannies. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, but I will be going over that and getting those reviews out. I'm probably not going to do them live. I'm probably going to do it as premieres, but I will get that review out on Friday. James has said that he wants to join as well, so it'll be a review featuring both of us in premiere form. But yes, please let us know how you guys felt about episode 4. Drop your thoughts in the chat. Don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to do it. Did you see the video from Jenny and Submit? It was heartbreaking. Oh, the recent one. Now, I did see something from Jenny and Submit that was, let me see if I can get on camera because I'm pretty sure my supervisor is like, somebody is honking like crazy. The camera's a mess. Anywho, Jenny and Submit, they're going through a lot right now with her MS diagnosis. I actually really feel bad for her because it's one of those things where it's like, girl, it's sad her father had it and all of these good things, but I think it's just difficult. I feel like they care about each other. Like they're an odd couple, but I do feel like they care about each other, if that makes sense. Like I wish them the best. But I haven't seen any recent videos. The last video I saw featuring Jenny and Submit was when she first found out that she had her, it was when she first found out that she had the ALS, and it was just sad. I'm wondering if they're going to come back to the US, but I like Jenny. I really like Submit as well, so I hope that everything is okay. Yes, I heard you talk about it and I had to watch. I love that. I love that. Honestly, y'all, I just be trying new shows, hoping for the best. When I finish The Polygamist, I'm going to get Kiwan JTV up here. Not to do a review, but to kind of go over like a rant. We gonna rant about Jonas and his raggedy self. We are definitely gonna rant. I'm also, for anyone who watches Outlast on Netflix, The Jungle, they just had a very interesting season. My husband did agree to do like a little review with me. We'll see if he actually does it, but I'm going to be doing a little end of season review for that. And then WeTV has some shows coming as well. AB said yes, she could barely talk and said oh my gosh, she doesn't have insurance. Jenny, you got to come back to the US, because in the US she would, even if she doesn't have insurance, Medicare, over 65 Medicare. In California, that's what we call it. But oh, Jenny, I hope she's okay. I hope her daughters step in and all of those things. Yes, I have the show on WeTV. I think it's like Age Unlimited or something. I can't remember what it's called, but I will be covering that show as well. I love a conventional, like crazy show to cover. I just do. Like if it looks crazy or if it looks like it don't make no sense, I'm more than likely going to be that person that's interested in covering it because I'm weird and I can't help it, y'all. Yes, she needs to come back, and I think Submit. Oh yeah, he's definitely blowing money. He's definitely blowing money. He definitely is. I had thought that on their season of The Other Way when we first met Jenny and Submit. I was like, he just, from the catfishing, it just seemed like he needs to be removed from his environment. I've always thought that about Submit. Always, always, always. Yes, different ages, something. But I will be covering that. In the meantime, if y'all are interested in reviews about ages, I did cover the Netflix show Age of Attraction. I did one review for the whole season. So be sure to tap in and see that review. Also, y'all, before we get into this review, tap in. There's links in the description of this video. I believe for this video, I put Kiwan TV, Shayna _MCD, Miss Kira Speaks, Vibe X185, and Watch Your Best Friends. Tap in, tap in, tap in. But let's get into this episode. This was titled Let Down Your Last Armor. Honestly, compared to the start that we got this season, I felt like this was a little bit of a slower episode, but that's okay. We start with the doctor asking questions to Patrick and Thais. Thais is trying to figure out what's wrong with her man. She's like, I think he's a sex addict or something. You could tell she hasn't felt safe to question him about that, but now she has asked the question with the professional. The professional asks Patrick if he is masturbating whenever he can't get it, if he is unwilling to accept no from an answer as an answer for sex, if he just has to have it all the time. He has a very high sex drive, but they say that he is not considered a sex addict. Thais looked a little bit disappointed, and I don't blame her. No shade. Patrick is not attracted, and he's shaped funny. I know he goes to the gym, but he's still built like a Despicable Me character, in my opinion. But he just needs to chill out. Like, just because your sex drive is so high doesn't mean you have to harass a woman. The fastest way to turn off a woman is to be doing too much when it comes to your sex drive. Like, that's genuinely the fastest way to turn us off. But, you know, we know he ain't going to listen. But it seems like a lot of these couples on this season of The Last Resort are not having issues in the bedroom. They're more so having issues everywhere else, which I can kind of understand. Let's see. AB said Patrick is a nasty troll, in my opinion, but we now know that they have split. She looks uncomfortable with him. It's almost like if you think differently from Patrick in Patrick's household, you're going to go through hell. And I remember when Patrick's brother did the season of The Single Life, and Patrick and Thais had the most to say about his brother and his girl's relationship. But look at his stuff, Hot Mess Express. But yeah, Patrick is awful, sexist. You could tell that he's one of those men that values women primarily based on how we look, what we can do for him in the kitchen, the bedroom, and all of that. But he doesn't actually like respect women. And I really don't like that for Patrick. Like, Patrick makes my teeth itch. Can't stand him. But I don't know. Thais is having problems in a divorce. Every time I open social media, it's looking like something is happening with that divorce that is not in her favor. So I don't know. I'm more interested in a divorce than them on the single life, if I'm being honest. But Sarper, they get to Sarper and Shekinah done crashed out on the internet as well. But we so tired of Shekinah. She's always doing this. So when she crashes out, it's kind of like, what do you want us to do? You do this all the time. But she and Sarper, I guess, have sex. The problem is Sarper says that he prefers to have sex in the missionary position. A lot of people think that sex is wild and fun and all these extra things, but for some people, they just like missionary. I guess Sarper says that in order for him to finish in the bedroom, it looks like StreamYard is lagging, you guys, so I'm going to go offline or off camera. It looks like in order for Sarper to finish in the bedroom, to get his big ending, he has to do it missionary style. I've never heard anything like that. Like, most men usually say that they don't, like, they want other stuff that's a little more creative and fun to finish. But I guess for Sarper, missionary is enough. At least he could look at you, Shekinah. You talk about your man can't stand you. You don't like how he talks about you. But the way that he gets his big ending in the bedroom is literally through looking at you. So, you know, they're a weird couple, though. Russ and Paola were the weirdest couple, though. Right, AB. I'm like, men usually, gay men, straight men, everything in between, like, missionary's fun, but usually they want to switch it up and stuff. So I don't know. I thought that was odd. Maybe it's a Turkish thing. I don't know. I don't know. Russ and Paola, the Hot Mess Express of the bedroom, he really had the audacity to say he is not concerned about whether Paola is able to finish her orgasm. He's just concerned about whether he finishes. He says he makes sure he's satisfied first and finishes first before he checks if his wife is satisfied in the bedroom. And he said that on top of that, he prefers missionary. Even the sex therapist was like, when she was assessing Russ and Paola, he was like, Paola struggles with communication, and Russ just may not be the best lover. So even the sex doctor said he bad in bed. But she also kind of alluded that Russ probably is just inexperienced and is sticking to what he knows. Some men want to explore and get curious and try things. Some men are like, okay, this is working for me, I'm going to stick to it. But Russ, if you're not working, providing for your family, and then on top of it, she has to be the breadwinner, the mom, and all this other stuff, and you not hitting it right, Russ, it's like you're screaming for this woman to leave. Now I understand why Paola communicates the way she's communicate. No shade. A little bit of a warning. I'm about to curse. She ain't getting fucked right. She ain't getting no dick. And the dick she's getting is lame. She says she got to get a toy just to be able to finish. She's not getting her needs met. And trust and believe, gentlemen, I know men enjoy sex, right? And men are known to be super sexual, but women are also probably just as sexual, if not more sexual than men, especially when we love or are attracted to the man that we are with. So the fact that she is telling him that she feels like he doesn't care or put effort into the bedroom, and then this fool admitted it, I said, Russ, you're a lazy fuck. You're not working. Like, you got to do something to make your woman want you. You just do. And the doctor asked Paola a very good question. She asked her, why does she just go for her sex toy instead of trying to talk to him or give him feedback about where he's lacking in the bedroom? And I get that, but I also feel like no matter how she talks to him, I do kind of agree with American Born. Russ is a big old crybaby, I'm starting to see. And there's probably no way to talk to an already like insecure man about how he is not hitting it right, especially when she's out of his league. I said what I said. But after hearing that, I kind of had a little more hope for Russ and Paola. At first, I was like, they're going to divorce. This isn't going to work. But now I kind of have a little hope for them just because I really think this chick is just sexually frustrated and is crashing out because of that. Because I would be pissed off if Mr. Oh So Best was not hitting it right, couldn't keep or find a job, and then, you know, I'm also doing all this other stuff. Like, I would be annoyed too. So I do kind of understand where Paola's coming from, but I'm also looking at Russ like, huh? And I'm like, is that a fixable problem? Like, I don't want to be how you learn to fuck. Can you just come with the batteries included, as they used to say? You know, I just, that's just me. That is just me. This sex session went so long, y'all. This sex section went so long. After everybody goes over what goes on in the bedroom, the sex therapist assigns everyone an assignment. They want Russ and Paola to get busy in a different type of a way. They want Guillermo and Cara, because, you know, he can't stand her. So they were like, why don't you just hold hands and say nice things to each other? So that's what they'll be doing. Thais and Patrick are going to sit on each other's laps, rock back and forth, and say to each other, I want your kitty cat. I want your eggplant emoji. And Jenny and Submit just go at it, because Jenny and Submit ain't got not a damn problem in the bedroom, okay? Jenny and Submit are some freaks, and they are proof that age ain't nothing but a number. If you are sexually attracted to your person, it'll come easy. It doesn't matter if you're doing it right. It don't matter if you're doing it wrong. If you're sexually attracted to the person that you want them, they getting it done. Fast food places are paying like $20. Listen, in California, Panda Express, McDonald's here in the Bay Area, with no experience part-time, just as a cashier or cook, $25 an hour. You want to work the register or do the drive-through, take the orders, $26 an hour. Want to be a manager, 30 something an hour. Like, they live on the West Coast. So it's like, there's a way for him to find a job. Like, Russ, there's a way for you to find a job. Even if you say, oh, there's no jobs in Nevada. Fool, you are 3 hours from Vegas and you are 3 hours from LA and a 20-minute flight. So I can't. Russ is making excuses. And we have to remember, when Paola came to America, they were living with Russ and his family. So yes, he was supporting her, but technically it was his family. So maybe he just isn't used to, like, maybe it's a financial thing and he's not comfortable. I don't know, but Russ needs to grow the fuck up. He just does. He really does. Everybody goes back to their rooms to practice their homework, and I hollered. Jenny and Submit threw each other on the bed and were growling at each other. I said, I'm gonna go climb on top of my man and growl at him and see what happens. Because at this point, I don't want to be as nasty as Jenny and Submit. Okay, I need to step my game up. Looking at that, she climbed on top of that man and growled. And he growled back. I said, oh, y'all get busy, busy. I wasn't ready. They get busy, 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 busy. Lord help us. But they clearly don't have any problems in the bedroom. And I really feel like this is just like a vacation for them away from his parents so they could get all their sexual desires out. That's how I feel. American Board said he is like a lot of men that won't work, and the women are taking care of them across the board. It's an epidemic. Not it's an epidemic. It is though. Now, I'm all for house husbands and stay-at-home dads. I don't want to come for them, but it is okay if your spouse agrees to it. Like if you have a spouse that's like an overachiever, is never going to stop working, fine. But this woman is literally crying for him to help. And he's just like, yep, just going to live in a trailer in the desert. Only going to fuck her missionary. I'm going to make sure that I get off, but whether she gets off, like, come on, Russ. Come on. And I think because Russ is calm and comes off as nice and she's more spicy, I think that he gets looked at as if he's more innocent when really he needs to do more. I said what I said. Russ, do more. Right. Jenny and Submit are freaky. When you start growling and shit, oh, you freaky. Growling and grunting and nothing's even being penetrated. You are a freak. And listen, I'm not mad at it. Everybody thinks that when you get married, the sex stops. The sex in my marriage, at least, is more frequent than when we first met. And is better. It's honestly the best sex in my life I'm having. Shout out to Oh So Best. But I mean, they are proof of it. If your sex dies in a marriage, it's probably because your marriage is already dead. Unless someone's going through something real bad, like that's likely the reason. I hear about it all the time. It's crazy to me. Yeah, there's a lot of men just, I do feel like the younger generations, I think it started with my generation. I am a millennial, born in 92. Some men are interested in working, but I noticed because I have like younger siblings that are of a different generation, they're like not as motivated. They don't have as much of a work ethic. So I don't know, maybe that's that. I don't know what's happening with men, something in the water, or people just need to parent their sons better, because the fact that Russ is so comfortable not working and not making his woman satisfied in the bedroom is baffling. That's real princess like behavior, sir. He just want to lay. He wants to be the pillow princess. I said, Russ, no sir. Let's see what is next. Paola and Russ do have a talk. She explains that he has a nice penis and a beautiful penis, and that she would like it if he would do more with it. And I was like, well, look at this. She's actually saying something to him in like a nice, uplifting, motivating type of way. But she shows him her sex toy, and he's like, the thing just sucks at your coochie. And she's like, yeah, I mean, you're not doing much. You're not going down there. She says she got to do something. I'm not mad at her. Do what you got to do. If your man's not satisfying you, he can't get mad that you have a toy. But I like that she's bringing the toy out, because fun fact, most men off of penetration alone cannot make a woman orgasm from that. It is a fact. It's more common than not. That's why there are other things people do to get their women off. Use your mouth, use a toy, use your hands, whatever you have to do. But hopefully Russ tries something else. This whole episode was about sex. So I apologize in advance if anybody in the replay is watching this episode and kids can hear or something. Put the babies up, put the children up. The whole episode was pretty much a sex therapy session. So I apologize if anyone's like grandmother, elders, kids, anybody is hearing stuff like this. I can't help it. It's the content they gave. I didn't grow up like that. And it took a turn, that's for sure. I'll be 60 soon, and we didn't grow up like that. Oh yeah, your generation, you guys for sure were one of the harder. I remember getting my bachelor's degree. My degree was in psychology, and we had to learn about like the generations and how it impacts their work ethic and communication. If you are 60, you are part of one of the hardest working generations with one of the best work ethics. So I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Shout out to everybody, Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z. Shout out to y'all. We all fighting for our life, but shout out to y'all. You start working at the age of 12. Lord, me too. Not legally, but yes. Yes. I think a lot of kids now, like, especially in California as a state, they make it very hard for kids to work. It used to be get a job, your school will give you a work permit. That's it. But now it's like much harder, more restrictions. So I don't know. I'm all for kids not working if they're getting an education, but like if they're not doing both, like let them get their work experience. Um, Moving forward, y'all, Cara and Guillermo, they do their homework. And it went well. They held hands and they let each other know like they appreciate each other. Cara got emotional and he was like, "Why are you crying?" It's like, bro, because regardless of how annoying and extra and how I gotta be the center of the moment Cara is, you're still her baby daddy. You're still technically her husband. You've said that you are embarrassed that she is the mother of your child. You have scolded her for making money on OnlyFans. Listen, I don't agree with certain things. There's things I wouldn't do for money. OnlyFans is one of them. I wouldn't climb the pole. I wouldn't walk the track, but I don't judge people who do. I don't think it's okay to judge people. And if you do judge them, Guillermo, do it. Keep it to yourself. Don't publicly scold this lady. Because the same thing that you're saying about your son someday being embarrassed that his mom did an OnlyFans, your son could also feel embarrassed at his father's treatment of his mother. You don't have to attack her. You just don't. There's plenty of people in the world that will attack her. You don't need to add yourself to one of her listed ops. You just don't. And I was just happy to see that they had a positive moment. Their homework went well. He was not mean to her about the tears. After they had their little session, we did see the next day they called their son on the FaceTime. It does look like they're able to co-parent. Like when it comes to their son, I like that the little boy is bilingual. It seems like they co-parent well. I really think with Cara and Guillermo, they just need to fucking divorce. Like, let the shit go. Y'all are not going to work. I don't think they ever had a shot. I watched their season of 90 Day. I don't think they ever had a shot. It is what it is. Sometimes stuff works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes a child is brought into it. I don't think divorce is anything to be ashamed of. I don't think marriage is anything to be proud of. Like, I just want Cara and Guillermo to let go of the baggage and all the drama and parent your beautiful son and stop with the bullshit, because clearly they ain't gonna, clearly they ain't gonna work. American Boy said, right, not legally working, but I wanted to earn my money. Exactly. I was selling stuff. I was able to do hair, so I would do that to make money for people. Like, there's always something you could do. But I think also, like, we didn't have cell phones growing up American Born. We didn't have cell phones. Cell phones weren't a thing until I was, like, in the 8th grade. Like, we didn't have cell phones and the tech that the kids have today. So I feel like it was easier to get bored. There was more of a need for money, if that makes sense. Now, not so much. Why did they do it? Must have been a stipulation to get the money for the show. I believe it. I believe it. Because Cara and Guillermo just look dumb with each other. I feel like, honestly, if we're being honest, Patrick and Thais are not together. Shekinah and Sarper are like barely together. I don't know if Russ and Paola are together. I'm not sure. A lot of these couples aren't even together in real life today. So it's kind of just a season for entertainment, if we're being honest. I had a pager for years, not the beeper. And the first cell phone, the bills were outrageous. I remember before AT&T was AT&T, you guys, it was something called Singular Wireless. And I remember I had Singular Wireless. I remember this was when I was in, I think, the 6th or 7th grade. My parents were so upset because I discovered text messaging. It was like a new thing. And one of my friends was texting me. And so I just kept texting her back. And we did that every day with no problem. We're thinking, oh, it's after 9 o'clock. We're going to wait till after 9 o'clock to talk on the phone because that's when your minutes were free. And then We were like, during the day, we'll text. That way we don't have to use our free minutes. That bill came. My mama whooped my ass like nothing I ain't never been whooped that good. I did not know at that time, because texting was so new, that they were charging you. So your cell phone bill, American Born, is not lying. I remember my husband told me when I met him that he ran up a Sprint PCS bill when he was younger with his mom to like $900. Crazy. I think I ran my mom's Singular Wireless bill up to like $1,100. She ended up saying, fuck this, and got us a Metro PCS. She said, absolutely not. And back then, you could only really have Metro, Singular, or Verizon. There really was no other cell phone companies. Hot Mess Express. I feel like I just showed my age, but hey, that's what we went through. Be grateful if you are of Gen Z or Gen Alpha and you are watching. Be so glad that you didn't have to stay up late and wait till after 9 o'clock just to talk to people for free. Be glad. That was a time. That was a time. The group the next morning came together for an English breakfast. Patrick and Thais was complaining about the English breakfast, which for those who doesn't know, an English breakfast traditionally, I believe it's like blood sausage, beans, like it's all sorts of stuff, a whole spread. At this breakfast, everybody's discussing their homework, and it looks like everyone did their homework and it went well. Obviously, American Board said I had a job where I had one of those phones carried around. Lord help us. We have come far with technology, and it really did. I remember being in school learning about that industrial revolution that America went through. I'm like, did we go through that again? But like with tech, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. But everyone's talking about their homework. It looks like for the most part, everybody got their homework done. I was really surprised Rebecca and Ziad got it done too, because she scares me, but maybe Ziad likes it. Guillermo mentions respect at the table and how he doesn't feel like Cara respects him. And, Shekinah says, well, you got to give respect to get it. Do you feel like you've been respectful to her? Now, I don't really care for Shekinah, but listen, when you right, you right. And when you wrong, you wrong. And she was right. Because Guillermo, you don't have to respect what she does, but just because she does something to make money doesn't mean she doesn't respect you. If the marriage is dead, and then she decided to get into OnlyFans after you divorced, you would have no fucking argument. So I feel like Guillermo is only feeling this way because he's not getting his way. But I also do feel like Cara kind of manipulated him into doing the OnlyFans. He probably really thought it was something else, but he obviously knows what it is if he's so upset about it. But Shekinah jumped in, and it seems like Guillermo thinks that because he's not yelling at Cara and like just going apeshit nuts on her, that he's being respectful. You're being respectful of her, yes, because you're responding in a way that is not like emotionally unregulated, but you're doing what we call condescending dry shade, aka passive aggressive. That's very difficult, and I see right through it. But I think Guillermo is just so angry. I don't think there's anybody that can help him to get past that right now. But for whatever reason, we're all sick of Guillermo. It's like the pity party. And I'm sick of it. Feel how you feel about her. If you're a man and you don't like that your woman is doing this, listen, divorce her. But don't keep complaining and playing this miserable, like this I'm so miserable act. Like it's genuinely draining. It's genuinely draining. For whatever reason, Patrick chimed in and decided to let Guillermo know, I don't know if you know how things work in America, but even though you're against this income, if you divorce her, you could get half of the money. Patrick, did you not hear what you said? Separate from you suggesting and reminding him that he could take her money that she works for, why would you suggest that he take her money for something that she works for that he's not okay with? So because she's doing OnlyFans and he's not good with it, you think that gives him the right to half of her money? You bitch-made, misshaped hoe. That's why you getting a divorce and your wife tried to hit you. Because what the fuck is wrong with you? Patrick be making some comments that let you know, like, he is totally sexist. He's definitely male-leaning. And I don't care. I'm a woman. I got titties and coochie. So I'm going to just say this. It's girl power, but I try to be fair. He's wrong. Mind your fucking business. You're not an attorney. I think it's ridiculous to suggest that someone takes something that they're not okay with and don't participate in, it doesn't make sense. But Shekinah, I'm here for it. Now, when it came to you and Rebecca, I was a little annoyed. When it came to Thais and Shekinah, I was annoyed. But Shekinah said that she don't like the stuff that Patrick and Guillermo be saying, and she not finna back down. And I hope she doesn't, because Patrick is bitch made. You can tell. You can really tell. He thinks he's God's gift to whatever, and he's just not that great. Like, he's just not that great. Like, where's the guy from Mean Girls? He doesn't even go here. Like, that's me to Patrick. Like, I just don't care for you. And Guillermo, stop bitching. Please. I can't say it enough. If you're unhappy with what's happening in your relationship with Cara, if you don't like what she's doing, understand that marriage does not afford you the right to control anybody, especially in America. So divorce her, shut the fuck up, be a father, and move on. That's all you can do. But I don't like that Patrick is doing that. But what can we do, y'all? What can we do? Not surprised he said that, considering he's trying to take full custody from Thais. Listen, I get that Thais may have had the little DV incidents or whatever, but people are different with their children, and I'm never for kids coming away from their mother, especially if the mother's not abusive or any of that. So don't like Patrick worth a damn. Shekinah can do way better than Sarper. She can. She absolutely can, because it does seem like Sarper just do not like her. And I could tell that Shekinah, even though I don't like her either, and she does seem high maintenance, I think she deserves to be with someone that's going to help her feel uplifted and better about herself, so that she's not such a menace to the rest of us. But she deserves to be treated right. And I don't think Sarper cares for her, but I think he's just staying in it to stay in it. I think he's staying in it more for cultural obligations versus actual love and like of his wife. But what can we do? Because it looks like Sarper doesn't even want to touch her. Like, even in the confessional, like, he's very separate. Like, you could tell if people are in a good space, and they just don't get that. And bush campers, yes, people from the bushes lurking. I see you. Hello. Please like the video. Feel free to jump in the chat. We are going to be ending this live. There's not much to happen this episode. That was it. However, I always keep the conversations going in the comments afterward. Drop a comment. Let me know how you felt about the show, if you're enjoying the season. Don't be afraid. Also, you can suggest shows that you'd like to see me cover. For those who are shy, I know not everybody wants to comment. You can always DM me on Instagram. I am pretty active there. You can also email me and all of those good things. I think I have, what's today? Tuesday? I'll be live again on Thursday to go over Love and Hip Hop Miami, and to also go over the Valley. Tomorrow, Wednesday, June the 24th, around 4:30 p.m., I will have the final review for Calabasas Confidential, episode 7, 8, and the debrief that they did. So be sure to tap into that. Let's see what AB is saying. You know the saying, no matter how good she looks, someone somewhere is tired of her shit. That's Shekinah. That is Shekinah. That's honestly, that's probably every woman on this damn cast. Okay. They all look great, except for Jenny. Jenny's not problematic, but all the women on the cast, all great. But it just looked like there's somebody tired of their shit somewhere. That was the realest statement ever. Shout out to our managing moderator, American Born. I appreciate you for being willing to moderate. It does help as we continue to grow the channel. Y'all, love and light. We have a lot of reviews that'll be coming this week. I'll also be reviewing $1 Million Nannies on Friday. But other than that, y'all, I will see you for the next review. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. To all of those who are working, I know it's only Tuesday, y'all, but tomorrow is almost Wednesday. We almost there. We almost to the halfway point. But I love all of y'all. Thug life, stream also best. And I will see y'all next time. Au revoir. Thank you.